Hey everyone, it's Jananie and welcome back to my channel, This Story Ain't Over. So it is a new month, it is June, and we are almost halfway through the year, which I cannot believe. But today I wanted to bring you my short little June TBR. As you guys know, I'm trying to pull back a little bit on videos and trying to read a little bit more. And I think I read quite a bit in May, though granted I am filming this like a week before May ends, so I have high hopes for how many more books I'm going to finish before the end of May. So this might be, factually incorrect by the time I actually post this, but whatever. I'm not going to really get into the books that were on my May TBR that I didn't finish because I'm not sure what I'll have ended up finishing before the end of May, but I really wanted to tell you about all the books that I'm hoping to pick up in June because there's a bunch of new releases that came out that I was like, yes, I need to read this right now, and then there's a few that have been on my shelves for ages that I really need to get to. Alright, so the first book that I want to pick up is one that I've been hearing so many great things about, and that is Counting Down With You by Tashie Bhuiyan, and this was kindly sent to me by Inkard Press, so thank you so much to them because I was really excited to pick this up, and so I was so happy when it showed up. But this I am so excited for because I've been following the author on Twitter. She's really good friends with Chloe Gong, the author of These Violent Delights, and I had been hearing like snippets about this book like for a while, and so I was really interested. And it follows a Bangladeshi main character, which is really exciting to me, and there's just so few South Asian rep in YA books, so this excites me immensely. Basically, this seems like a bit of a fake dating scheme. So the main character, Karina, her parents are going off to Bangladesh for a month, and Karina's just planning to keep her head down and have some peace and quiet. But things go awry when a lie is told, and she's been tutoring the resident bad boy at her school, and I think he tells a lie that she's his girlfriend, and it starts this whole fake dating thing. And he is trying to convince her to keep up with the charade and buys her books and a bunch of other things, and she is trying not to actually fall for him, and it seems super interesting, and I love this whole concept. But another thing that was really interesting to me was that the author had posted on Twitter about how she went to the school that Tom Holland, the actor who plays Spider-Man in all the new Spider-Man movies in the new MCU, and he had actually went undercover at a high school in New York, I think, to learn how like American high schools were because he was going to be playing Spider-Man, and so it was actually her school, and so this book is slightly inspired by that experience of him coming undercover at her school. But yeah, I don't know if it like involves a celebrity at all, but I think it's just really cool that like she has this cool anecdote that has gone on in her life. And so many people have told me that this is fantastic. It only came out like a week or two ago, I think. So yeah, I've seen so many people already read it and say they loved it. So I'm very, very excited for it. All right, the next book is one that I've also been hearing so many great things about, and that is The Ones We're Meant to Find by Jananie. And this is a bit of a dystopian sci-fi and basically everything that I love. I love sci-fi, but especially when it has like artificial humans, which this one does. It has an android character, and basically it follows two different sisters, and this is far in the future. There's like a lot of pollution, there are like eco cities, and one of the sisters is on this like deserted island and can't remember her previous life, but knows she has a sister somewhere and wants to get back to her and wants to leave the island, and so she's trying to find a way to survive. And on this island she has like an old rickety house and an android that she built for company, and she's just basically trying to figure out a way off the island. And then our other main character is the sister, and she's a 16-year-old STEM student, and it seems like after a series of man-made disasters sort of rock the planet, this character, Casey, is trying to figure out if she can use her science to help the world or something like that. I don't really know the specifics of this book, but it just seems super, super cool, and this is actually the Owl Crate edition that I recently unboxed, so go check out that video if you want to see that. But it is a beautiful edition, and it's a little bit more like purpley at the top, if you can see that, and I'm just so excited to pick this up because it just seems like it's going to be fantastic. If anyone has read this, let me know what you thought of it. It says that it has some mind-blowing twists, which makes me even more excited, and I believe it is a standalone as well. All right, the next book is one that I've had on my shelves for a little while now. I think about a year. I bought it last year because so many people said it was great, and I wanted to pick it up, but I know literally nothing about it. That is Normal People by Sally Rooney, and recently I saw Chloe from Books with Chloe pick this up in a vlog. I haven't watched the vlog yet because I don't want to get spoiled for this book, but she said that this was amazing and fantastic, and she was crying while reading this, so now I'm really motivated to actually pick this up. So yeah, it's a pretty short book, and I'm really enjoying kind of contemporary adult fiction right now, so I'm super excited to pick this up. So many of you have told me that it's really great. I've had like coworkers tell me that it's really great, so I'm excited. All I really know is that it is a bit of a love story, but it's also kind of angsty and sad, so yeah, I'm very excited. Like, that seems like something I would love. And then next, I'm super excited because Emily Henry, the author of Beach Read, which I read earlier this year and absolutely devoured and loved, came out with a new book called People We Meet on Vacation. And I saw this on Bookstagram or something and found out that it had just come out, so I was like, okay, I need to buy this. So I immediately went to Chapters Indigo, like, online and ordered it because I needed it, and I'm so excited to pick this up. This seems like the perfect summer beach read. Coincidentally, basically this follows two different main characters, Poppy and Alex, and they are completely different people. He is a person who likes to stay at home with the book, and she's the type of person who wants to travel all the time. But one fateful car share ride home from college, they become the best of friends. And during the year, they don't actually spend that much time together. She's in New York, and he's in their small hometown. But for every summer for the past decade, they have spent 1 week of vacation together. Until 2 years ago when something went wrong. And so the two of them haven't spoken in the past couple of years, and Poppy realizes that she hasn't really been happy since, you know, the last time they were together. And so she decides to invite him on a week of vacation like they used to, and he miraculously agrees. And so she is determined to use this week to heal their relationship and figure out what went wrong. And this seems like the perfect setup for just a bunch of angst and everything I love. And it also feels a little bit like Beach Read in the sense that the main characters had some sort of backstory that sort of ripped them apart, and now they're coming back together. And I'm very, very excited. I just know I'm gonna love this, so I just cannot wait to pick it up. If anyone has read this, let me know what you thought, without spoiling, obviously, but let me know if you thought it was like better or worse than Beach Read. All right, next we have one that I'm super excited about. I've talked about this in a previous TBR when I had the ARC, but the book actually came out recently, so I bought the hardcover, and that is Tokyo Ever After by Emiko Jean. I've been meaning to pick it up, but obviously I just never got around to it when I had the ARC, so I'm really excited to pick it up now because it is the Reese Witherspoon YA book club pick for June, I think, and that is super, super exciting. But basically it is sort of a Princess Diaries situation where the main character is Japanese American and her father is someone that she's never really known until she kind of stumbles on some evidence that leads her to finding out that he was like a prince in Japan. And so she gets whisked away off to Japan when she figures this out, and she is, you know, thrust into this sort of royal life that she's never really been privy to, and she doesn't really know the customs in Japan because she's grown up in America, and it's just really been her and her mother against the world. But it just seems like a little bit of a fairy tale and a really cute princessy story, and I am so excited to pick it up. I think it's going to be fantastic, and you know, some of my friends who have picked it up said it was amazing and that they really, really loved it, so I cannot wait. I think it's going to be adorable, but I also really like it because it seems like it's going to examine her sort of dual identity as being Japanese American and, you know, how she doesn't really feel like she fits in either world. And also, can we just talk about how gorgeous this cover is? Like, look at that. Look at that. I think it's like some sort of felt thing that they made and then photographed or something, but it's just so pretty. And then the final book that I want to pick up is one that I've had on my shelves for like years now. I think it's been like 2 or 3 years now, and I am determined to pick it up because so many people have told me it's amazing, but also some authors that I really admire have said that they really loved it, and so I really want to read it, and that is Circe by Madeline Miller. I know a lot of people love The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, and I plan to read that as well, but I do think that Circe is definitely a book that I'm gonna love. And the reason I say that is because it takes a female character from the Odyssey, so the ancient Greek epic, which mainly follows Odysseus, the Greek hero, on his journey back from the Trojan War and how he gets lost and sidetracked in many different ways before getting home to Ithaca. But this follows a character in the Odyssey named Circe, who is known as sort of like a witch and like a sorceress, I think, in the epic, and she's painted as this like horrible character who like turns men into pigs, and obviously from the male perspective of Odysseus she seems just terrible, but this is like sort of a feminist re-rendering and, you know, taking Circe's perspective, and I just love these sort of feminist takes on mythology, so I'm very excited. Currently in May, I am reading Palace of Illusions by Chitra Banerjee, and it also is a feminist rendering of an epic, of a Hindu epic, and so I'm really enjoying that, so I want something sort of similar, and I think Circe is gonna scratch that itch. So very excited to read it. Let me know if any of you have read it and what you thought of it, because I'm just so excited to try it out. All right, but those are all the books that I wanted to talk about. I feel like there's such a good mix of books this time around, like some fun YA and some like really interesting adult, and I'm just loving the balance of books that I'm sort of getting to now, and I'm just excited for what June is gonna bring. I feel like I'm, you know, loving the warmer weather and just the vibe of summer coming, so I'm really excited. But yeah, definitely let me know down below if you have read any of these books or if you're planning to, and if you have read them, let me know what you thought of them without spoiling, obviously. And I would love to hear what you guys are planning to read for June. I love getting your recommendations and just hearing what you guys are up to. As always, thank you so much for supporting me and my channel and watching and just being overall lovely people. And I will see you in my next video. So please remember that the story ain't over. Bye!